Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor, this is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
Good evening, I'm Stephanie Zografos and you're watching MediaPlex News Now. 370 members of the Unifor Local 2458 Union are on strike against the Catholic School Board, disrupting secondary schools. Police were called to help direct traffic yesterday, but the school board reported some teachers were unable to arrive at school until 1:30 p.m. The strike is ongoing, and the union president Bruce Dickey expects a lengthy strike. They've been without a contract since August 2014. Driving with care and arrive alive was the theme of the day at Riverside High School.
This week is National Teen Driver Safety Week, and our initiative is through Parachute Canada, along with the Safety Village, area high school students, and the Windsor Police. We're taking on Get Home Safe. It's all encompassed around distracted driving, so we're trying to send positive messages to people about zero tolerance for distracted driving, whether it's texting while driving.
The most important message that I hope everyone gets from today is to spread the word to friends and family about distracted driving. It's great that we can talk to one student here, one student there, but the best part is that everyone works together and spreads the message and makes sure that their friends and family are aware of all the dangers as well. 12% of drivers are youth, yet they account for more than 20% of all road-related injuries and fatalities. So this is an especially vulnerable age with regard to these injuries, and a lot of that comes from distracted driving, drinking and driving, and drugs.
Windsor Pride Office downtown offers its services to the community. Nate Hinckley reports.
Windsor Pride Community Office has a wide range of services available to the LGBT community. They include programs such as suicide prevention, gambling, drug-related issues, and safe sex. Bob Williams, Executive Director of Windsor Pride.
When people come through the door on their first visit, it could be someone studying going, I need to know more information, I don't know where else to go, you have the referrals, I want to be able to take it back to my class.
The programs and resources help many members of the community, such as Wendy Avery.
Some people think that I lost something when I no longer had a daughter, but I didn't lose anything. I had the same child. What I ended up telling him was that I love my child. I don't love my daughter or my son. I love my child. So that is how I feel about it. And I just wish that everybody else could end up having the same experience, what he's getting.
For more information about Windsor Pride Office, go to www.windsorpride.com. I'm Nate Hinckley from MediaPlex News Now.
Kyle Rose is outside with a quick look at the weather. How's it looking out there, Kyle?
Hi, Stephanie. Well, right now I'm at the corner of University and Victoria, and it is a little bit windy outside with current temperatures reaching 23 degrees Celsius, just below that. However, those winds will increase. Environment Canada says that there will be gusty winds, stormy winds approaching later ahead of a cold front. But tonight it will be mainly clear and a high of 13. So be back later on tonight and I'll read you your 3-day forecast. Back to you, Stephanie.
Seraphine Rayan has tips for living a longer, healthier life in tonight's Health Minute.
How long do you expect to live? Into your 80s? Your 90s? Due to advances in medical science, the maximum lifespan has been increasing. To date, the oldest living person, a French woman, lived to be 122 years old. However, according to New York-based researchers, we won't be seeing much of an increase anymore. Their data shows that we'd already reached the maximum human lifespan in the 1990s, around 115 years. While medical science and quality of life has increased maximum life expectancy, it has not done much for lifespan. There are many things that we can do to help us live into old age. Another study showed that smoking, drinking too much, not exercising, and not eating enough fruits and vegetables can take 12 years off of your life. For every minute of exercise, you can extend your life by 7 minutes. Getting your beauty sleep, 7 hours of it, has also been shown to have positive effects. Unless there is a major medical breakthrough, we won't see too many people breaking the record of longest living person. But don't lose hope yet. Those of us who can reach upwards of that maximum lifespan may very well be around to see the potential breakthrough capable of turning us all into Methuselah.
The USS Detroit has arrived in its namesake city. The $440 million Freedom-class ship is newly designed to work in shallow waters with speed and agility. The ship will be open to the public for a limited time on Wednesday, October 19th. Bookfest Windsor is turning 15 this year, and organizers have great plans to celebrate. The literary festival brings Canadian authors, publishers, graphic artists, and readers to downtown Windsor. Christina Woods is with Bookfest Windsor, and she joins us live with Mikaela Morin.
Welcome, Christina. So tell us, when and where will Bookfest Windsor be taking place?
Bookfest Windsor 2016 is November 4th, 5th, and 6th. We start off on Friday night at the Chimchuk Museum, and we are at the Art Gallery of Windsor on Saturday and Sunday. This is a change of venue for us, and we're very excited. Our friends at WIF are down the street at the Capitol Theatre, and we are really proud to be part of a weekend that's going to bring the best of cinema and literature to Windsor, Essex, and also showcase two great cultural assets in the Capitol Theatre and the Art Gallery of Windsor.
Amazing. So tell us, what is the price of these events, and who will be appearing?
Most of our events are priced at $5 each. There are some events that are a little bit, that might be around $10, but we encourage people to go to bookfestwindsor.com to take a look at which panels of poetry, fiction, graphic arts, children's literature, creative writing that will appeal most to them.
And who has helped out with Bookfest Windsor?
Bookfest Windsor has a long history of supporting our local anchor organizations such as the airport and the train station, hotel partners, our different restaurants and caterers. It takes a lot of people to put on Bookfest Windsor, and we're very proud of our vendor relationships.
And we thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Back to you, Stephanie.
Sean Astin was in Windsor this past weekend for the second annual Comic-Con. The Lord of the Rings star expressed concern over some of the costumes.
Well, I worry about some of the costumes here, you see, because one guy just had a triangle on his head that looked like it weighed about 100 pounds. He's going to get home tomorrow, and someone's going to need to, maybe it's good for the chiropractic business.
Vincent Georgi is the executive director of the Windsor International Film Festival and stopped by our studio for 3 minutes with Lindy Colleen Morgan.
Hello, my name is Lindy Colleen Morgan, and this is 3 Minutes with Vincent Georgi. Vincent is the Executive Director of the Windsor International Film Festival. Vincent, when did you get involved with the Windsor International Film Festival, and why?
I got involved back in 2009, so I've been with the festival about 8 years total. I was approached by Dr. Alan Wildeman, the president of the University of Windsor, who had suggested that I take a look at joining the Windsor Film Festival because my expertise is the marketing of film, and he thought I could be of support there. I just joined the University of Windsor, and I was delighted to. But it's amazing you get involved in things that you could never imagine the time and history you'd have with an organization. You know, back when I joined, this is about May 2009, I never could have imagined the time I've put in or just the things that have gone on. It's a bit nostalgic.
So what does WIF provide to the emerging filmmakers in the Windsor area?
Yeah, I think what WIF does is provides them, one, a platform to showcase their films. All filmmakers want to have their films seen. No filmmaker makes a film to be seen. But in this case, we're actually able to showcase them by celebrating those films, by bringing media attention to them, by marketing these films, by putting on a great festival where their films, in one theater are being shown right next to, another major, Hollywood film or another major, art house French film, and the theater is right next to them. It just gives them a sense of your film is part of the mix too, and that's an important piece.
So what's different about this year's WIF? I know that there has been a change in location. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, well, this year we're really delighted that we've added the Chrysler Theatre at the St. Clair Centre for the Arts on top of the Capitol Theatre. So normally we were always just at the Capitol Theatre, which is we love that venue so much, but we wanted to keep growing the festival, and the Chrysler is the perfect natural choice for us. So we're really excited by that. It's obviously a beautiful venue right down by the water, but what's great about it too, it's just a few minutes walk between the two theaters, so you can flit around and go to different films in both theaters, which is great. So that's been a really nice addition. And then certainly in terms of programming, we've been playing around a lot of new initiatives this year. The Sound of Music Sing-Along is going to be hugely popular. Doing live reads, we're doing a live read of of the script of Reservoir Dogs and a live read of the script of Juno. So live read is when actors come in and actually do a voice reading of a script. You're not watching the film, they're actually performing the script. So lots of, amongst other things, lots of different pieces we're excited about.
So how many films are being shown this year, and which one are you kind of rooting for at this point?
Oh, geez, yeah. We're showing, it's 107 feature films and documentaries, and I think it's 19 shorts, 5 VR installations, and on and on and on and on. Just, it's great. Some of the films I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about For Manchester by the Sea. I think that's just such a beautiful film with Casey Affleck and Michelle Williams. I think that'll be a big, big hit. I'm also really, really proud that we're showing Migrant Dreams, about the labor conditions of migrant workers in Leamington. It's very much our story, and it's a story that needs to be told. So those are 2 films that I'm quite excited about.
So what part of the programming are you most looking forward to this year?
Oh my gosh, I'm looking for, you know what I really enjoy? I actually enjoy Midnight Madness quite a bit, because I think that's just a lot of fun. It's experiential, it's enjoyable. We're doing a midnight screening of Space Jam, we're doing Mean Girls, we're doing The Room, of course. We're also premiering the new film The Girl with All the Gifts, which is a really good horror film. All the new Rob Zombie film as well, 31. I like Midnight Madness quite a bit. I find that's always a good time. Even when I'm tired by the end of the night, when the midnight crowd comes in, it's a good time.
So recently WIF was named the 2nd largest volunteer film festival in Canada.
Yes.
What does this title mean for the city of Windsor?
Oh my gosh, I mean, I think it can mean a lot for us as a community to know that, you know, Canada has 158 volunteer-run film festivals, and we're the 2nd biggest right now. We can be really proud of that. I think it shows how much people in Windsor love movies, love the arts, love movie-going, love having a great experience, and this is the festival that Windsor built. This is our festival that we've grown year after year after year, and all of this praise and recognition we receive, we've all collectively contributed to it.
And what would you say to those thinking about going to WIF but haven't made their final decision yet?
Oh, absolutely, come down, just come and have a good time. Whether you already know the film you want to see, or you just want to get a recommendation once you're here, or just walk into any theater and just take in an experience. People always end up having a good time at WIF, whether they know what film they're coming for. Some people come just for the social aspect, just to see the crowds, just to try something new, catch up with an old friend. You don't have to be a big movie buff to actually enjoy the film festival. There's just so much social around it too.
So that's all the time we have today. This has been 3 Minutes with Vincent Georgie, the Executive Director of the Windsor International Film Festival.
Windsorites were splashed with color for homecoming weekend. Alyssa Horribin has the story.
The Life in Color Homecoming Festival painted the town a few weekends ago. This is the world's largest paint party and has been hosted in Windsor for 6 years as a part of Homecoming Week for new and returning University of Windsor students. Although put on by the university's Student Alliance, the event is open to anyone over the age of 16 who just wants to party and paint. Musa Hamadani is the president of the U of W Student Alliance. He said the event has been successful each year and has seen the turnout steadily increase.
We don't usually have big events that come to the city. However, this is among one of those really big things that happen in Windsor. It's a very progressive feature for the city, for the community as a whole, and for our students that are coming back home.
Host of the show and professional entertainer Sheldon Blake said he has a blast doing these shows with his team and painting the crowd. This year's paint party was Blake's first time in Windsor, and he said he loves the city. Sam Calvaruso is a student at the university who has lived in the area her whole life and had just as much fun being painted.
A lot. Like, there was a ton of paint. It was squirted everywhere. Like, ton of people in the back got to feel it. A ton of people in the front were soaked. And me and my best friend were really soaked by the end of it.
Whether you were on stage, behind the scenes, or part of the crowd, there is a 99% chance you had a ton of fun. For MediaPlex News, I'm Alyssa Horribin.
Let's head back outside to Kyle for a full look at the forecast. Kyle?
Well, it's getting darker and darker outside, and one sign that we could use to tell the days are shortening is that we have to be lighting our set. So let's take a look at our 3-day forecast. Wednesday, it will be a sunny 20 degrees Celsius, dipping into a low of 14 at night. Thursday, be prepared for rain and a cool high of 14 during the day and 8 in the evening. And on Friday, we could expect it to be cloudy with showers with a high of 13 and a low of 5. By the way, the Blue Jays are currently leading 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. I am Kyle Rose, and that's it for me at the corner of University and Victoria. Thanks, and back to you, Stephanie.
If you are looking for post-secondary school options for next year, check out the School of Media, Art, and Design. The classroom may not be the best place for cell phones. Reporter Aaron Lombardi tells us more.
In today's society, technology plays a large role in our day-to-day lives. Nearly every job requires for an employee to carry a cell phone for easy accessibility and contact provisions, but is it starting to become too much? Studies show that children as young as 7 years old are gaining access to their own phones for personal reasons, but should students really need phones for school? Robbie Agnew is a student from St. Clair College who believes that students need to put down their cell phones when in the classroom.
Phones should not be used in classrooms because it takes away from the learning that the prof is expressing to all the students. I believe that before every class they should maybe put the phones at the front of the class so that every attention is focused on the teacher that they're teaching. I also think that there could be exceptions, like if you're in a laboratory and you need the internet for a resource, then maybe you can use the phone. But overall, I'd say put the phones down for the lecture and you'll learn more.
Although owning a phone has many pros, a student owning a cell phone and using it regularly in the classroom can cause some issues. Teachers have reported cheating and other distractions caused by cell phones in their school is an everyday happening that they have to deal with. Disruptions in the classroom, such as ringing phones and texting students, have stopped many lessons. Although we seemingly view phones as a necessity today, one must ask if they are truly needed in our education system. I'm Aaron Lombardi reporting for MediaPlex News.
The St. Clair College men's baseball team has added help from 2 Panamanians. Myra Lacayo has more on the team's international players.
St. Clair College has the honor of having 2 students from Panama on the Saints baseball team. St. Clair College has been recruiting for years, and international students have been great for the team. Bernie Chico LaBute is assistant coach, says how recruiting in other countries can be difficult.
We've been working on this for about 3 years, and it actually took about 18 months for the first athletes to come forward.
After being cut by the Boston Red Sox in 2013, Roberto Duncan was recruited by St. Clair College for the start of the 2014 season.
In 2014, Bernie Chico and Ron Seguin, the vice president of St. Clair College, they went to Panama looking for athletes that were professional baseball players and willing to study. And they found us there, we try out, and they liked the way we played.
The Saints baseball team is having such a great season. Max Ayerza, who is also from Panama, says how he feels about being part of such a great community.
I appreciate the opportunity St. Clair have given to me. It has been tough to make it here, but it has been worth it.
The St. Clair Saints baseball team will be hosting the Indivisional Championship on October 30th. For MediaPlex News, I'm Myra Lacayo.
The OFSA Girls Golf Tournament was held last week. Ryan Blevins brings us the story.
Ontario's best female high school golfers returned to Windsor. The OFSA Girls Golf Championship was recently held at Roseland Golf and Curling Club. 105 ladies competed and 18 regions were represented from across Ontario. Southwestern Ontario was represented by 14 local golfers ranging from Windsor, Essex, all the way up through Chatham. Jasmine Lai, a Holy Name's 10th grade student, is one of the area's top performers and said the home course advantage only helped her so much.
A little bit, I guess, but you still have to play well.
The top 50 performers from day 1 moved on to play in the top tier in day 2. hosting his 4th OFSA golf event was convener and Villanova golf coach Fernando Brunon. Brunon says there is a lot of planning that goes into hosting an OFSA event.
There's a lot of planning, just getting people organized from across the province, all the associations sending names in, and seed them so they don't go in their own they can't play with their own golfers that they know, so they have to be seeded individually.
Coming in with another strong finish locally was Brennan's Shannon Coffey, who placed 5th in Tier 1, finishing with a 2-day score of 153. Jasmine Lai shot at opening round 68 in Day 1 and followed it up with a 73 in Day 2 to take home OFSA gold. For MediaPlex News, I'm Ryan Blevins.
Windsor Spitfire Logan Brown has been named Player of the Week. Our own Todd Sheeran spoke with Brown after Thursday night's game.
The Ontario Hockey League recently named Windsor Spitfires forward Logan Brown as its Player of the Week. The Ottawa Senators' 2016 11th overall draft choice scored 2 goals and 6 assists in 3 straight wins for the Spitfires.
I got my 2 line mates back this weekend, Jeremiah and Gabe Velarde, and it was they were hot. They were going, and we built some chemistry this week, and we were all successful. So it was good to. It's obviously good to be recognized by the league, but I can't thank them enough for them coming back and helping me out a lot.
Brown scored 14 points in his first 6 games after returning from the Senators training camp, with at least 1 point per game.
I think you just learn what it takes to be a pro, and going up there, they had a lot of vets in the room who really helped me out, and I was just up there trying to be a sponge and bring everything back here and help our young guys, grow up earlier, I guess.
At the time of the awards announcement, Brown led the OHL with 10 assists and 12 power play points.
It's huge for Logan, obviously, to be at the Ottawa Senators training camp, and you get to see the difference between junior and the National Hockey League, in that you're that close, but at the same time you know how much more you need to grow as an athlete and as a person in order to achieve the ultimate goal of playing there. And he's taken those experiences, he's brought them back, he's worked extremely hard, and like I said, he found chemistry with Gabriel Velarde and Jeremiah Addison on the first line, so that's been a huge step in his development and obviously his success right now at the start of the year.
Brown, who is currently tied for 3rd in league scoring with 6 goals and 11 assists, netted 3 goals in the first 10 minutes of play in his first game after earning the award.
I mean, I think anytime you can put points up, there's some confidence, but you don't want to get too high and you never want to get too low, and that's what you learn over the years. So I'm just trying to stay even keel, and they're going in for me right now, and I just want to keep working hard, and I think that's what it is. The harder you work, the more chances you're going to get. So that's the mentality I have right now, and all the guys in the room.
After a loss in London this weekend, Brown and the Spitfires currently boast a 7-3 record for 14 points and host the Kingston Frontenacs this Thursday night at the WFCU Center before heading to Flint on Saturday. For MediaPlex News, I'm Todd Sheeran.
The Blue Jays are down 3 games to none and facing elimination this evening, but Canadians are rallying behind their team. Here's Garrett Fordard.
Let's play ball. It's October, and that means one thing: postseason baseball. With the Toronto Blue Jays winning their wildcard game against the Baltimore Orioles, they advanced to the American League Division Series for a rematch from last year against the Texas Rangers, which you may remember for a certain bat flip or punch. Unlike last year, the Jays swept the Rangers handedly. They advanced to play the Cleveland Indians in the American League Championship Series. It's the first time ever that an MLB semifinal and NBA semifinal are in the same cities, with the Raptors and Cavaliers meeting in May. The further the Jays go, the more fans they get. Call it the Jays bandwagon effect. The streets fill with blue hats and jerseys on game days and even off days. It's Canada's team, and it's great to have support, especially for a city that has a history of teams letting fans down. So let's band together one last time as we say, let's go Blue Jays.
There's never a dull moment in Windsor. Let's check in with Mikaela Morin on what's happening downtown.
Hi, I'm Mikaela Morin, and this is What's Up Windsor. Get in the Halloween spirit and head down to Fog Lounge tonight at 6. In fact, it's going on right now for their Pumpkins and Pints events. With the purchase of any food or a drink, Fog will give you a pumpkin to carve. If your pumpkin masterpiece places first, you will win 1 ticket to Windsor's Downtown Flight Club on October 21st. Windsor's Small Biz Expo takes place this Thursday from 5 until 9. Come explore what Windsor Essex has to offer and take advantage of the opportunity to shop local. You can buy products and learn more about services offered from over 50 local small businesses. This Sunday, October 23rd, local social activists will come together for Windsor Soup, a micro-granting dinner which helps to fund social innovations in the Windsor Essex area. Creative individuals will present their projects for a chance to earn funding. For $5, attendees receive soup, salad, and a vote on which project they feel is the most promising and sustainable. That's What's Up Windsor. Back to you, Stephanie.
It's time for our photograph of the week. Record collector and music enthusiast Emma Watson, 17, browses through old records in the attic of Dr. Disc in Windsor. Our photographer of the week is Alyssa Horrobin. At the MediaPlex, we offer more than just journalism. Take a look at our public relations program.
Students in the public relations program here at St. Clair College have a unique opportunity. Not only do they come here to learn all of the skills they need to be public relations specialists, but they learn in a multi-medium MediaPlex. And it's so important to be in a facility like this, where they know that when they go out, they will be competitive in their field.
I decided to come to St. Clair College after university because I kind of feel like I needed a little bit more to kind of make myself marketable.
I am a hands-on learner. I'm a doer, so I learn best and I can retain information more when I'm actually out using the skills that I'm taught. An example of where this program does that well was our photography classes. So in class we were taught different elements of photography. We were taught the rule of thirds and leading lines and angle and perspective, and then we were actually sent out into downtown Windsor, into the streets, and we were told to capture photos containing those different elements and bring them back to class and present them. And that's something that you can't just learn in the classroom. You have to learn that by doing it. So we actually developed an eye for photography and for getting good shots, and I really don't think that can be taught in the classroom.
Hands-on training means they'll be marketable, that they can hit the road running when they go into a company. And that's what's setting our public relations program apart. And it's also why employers are coming to St. Clair's public relations program looking for good employees.
Right now, I'm interning in corporate communications at Caesars Windsor. It's a really good place for an internship for a PR student because there are so many things that the casino does.
After graduation, I was offered a part-time position at Caesars Windsor, so I am now an external communications specialist at Caesars Windsor.
We give them a skill set that I believe will make them the most marketable of any public relations program.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Stephanie Zografos, and you've been watching MediaPlex News Now.
MediaPlex News Now is a production of the St. Clair College Journalism Program.
I think it's so important to be taught by industry professionals because they know what they're doing. And they're not just teaching because they read it in a book somewhere. They're teaching because they've lived it. I choose to take control of my future, and my path is St. Clair College. I choose to be here.